Hello, this is Bill and Sonja, and welcome to our review of Servant Season 2, Episode 4, 2 o'clock. The description was, with a new guest in the house, Dorothy resorts to bold tactics to get what she wants. And they are bold. What did you think about this episode?
I thought this episode was way more disturbing than last week's episode, Pizza.
Agreed.
That was directed by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Ishana Shyamalan. So I guess she directed 2 episodes this season, and his other daughter, Total Family Affair, Salika is a singer, and she has a song that will be on the soundtrack as well this season.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. But what I want to know is who directed this episode.
Oh, M. Night Shyamalan himself directed this one. So
that explains it, because this one was crazy.
This episode just completely solidified the fact that I hate Dorothy.
Well, you know what? I don't like her either at all.
No. I just don't dislike Dorothy. I hate Dorothy.
Okay.
You know how much I hate Dorothy?
How much?
Remember that scene in Django Unchained where Django shoots Steven's knees and Steven begs Jesus to let him kill Django?
Yeah.
That is how much I hate Dorothy.
Wow, you really hate Dorothy. Well, I thought a lot about the duality of Dorothy's situation, especially in this episode. Like, I can understand Dorothy acting this way, how ruthless and conniving she is, if she truly thought Leanne has her baby. But nobody's got your baby, Dorothy. Your baby's dead. You killed Jericho.
Right. And maybe on purpose. I don't know.
Maybe. It's looking like it might be. So you've made it clear how much you love this house. Mm-hmm. And this time we get to see a whole new room.
Yeah, we get to see the attic. So this room is an eBay seller's dream. But unfortunately, we see the attic because that's where Dorothy has imprisoned Leanne. Who wakes up to a very condescending Dorothy, which reminded me of the scene in season 1 where Leanne passes out after seeing Sean kill the eel. And then she wakes up with Dorothy hovering over her, and she asks, "How did I get here?" Just the same exact way. And Dorothy says, "Toby, he really is quite strong."
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
The only difference between this one and Eel, where that comes up, is Dorothy was genuinely concerned in the Eel episode. But here she just seems really condescending.
Right.
Right.
Then Dorothy asks, "Where's Jericho?"
Just straight out.
Leanne says she doesn't know. Dorothy says, "You'll stay here till you remember then."
Mm-hmm. And to me, this is like the first stage of interrogation. Threats of continued imprisonment if you don't give us what you want,
Okay. All right. Right. Yeah, because Leanne has expressed her desire to leave. She says there's sick people at the home that they left and that they need her. Mm-hmm. So you have a psychology degree, so you know all about the stages.
Yeah. Well, the second stage is food deprivation.
Yeah, Dorothy makes Sean take the egg away.
So petty.
Right, and says, "You would spoil her if I let you."
Yeah, how crazy. They're kidnapping somebody. She's accusing him of spoiling her. The third stage is actual torture. That's when we see, Dorothy burst into her room when she's asleep. She jumps Leanne, grabs her by the hair, jerks her off the bed, mounts her like Hoist Gracie in the UFC and starts choking her out.
Yeah, that was scary. I jumped. I was like, oh. Dorothy's really cruel and nasty in this episode. I wish she'd beat herself up like Jim Carrey did in the movie Liar, Liar. That would be better. But remember when Leanne snatched Natalie by the hair? It was very similar to that.
I do remember that. She snatched her up and just threw her on the ground pretty easily. And Natalie seems like she could whoop Dorothy pretty easy. So it's funny that Leanne is allowing Dorothy to manhandle her that way, like she's allowing it to happen. Mm-hmm, at least it seemed that way to me.
It does, because it seems like she could put up more of a fight than what she's putting up. So especially now that we know Leanne does have powers.
Yes, yeah, but I think there's limits. There's a type of power she has, because I don't think it's like Darth Vader can choke you out with her mind type thing, or direct powers. I think she has to do it ritualistically, like, she has to find like when she used the Bible, that passage
she's
to
like
curse
chanting.
Sean. Yeah, and she's chanting. She has to go through a witch roll to make it happen. Yeah. And then the final stage, of course, is straight up attempted murder when Dorothy buries Leanne alive.
Right.
And again, I think Leanne allows it.
In a way, she did hit her really hard, but she didn't put up her hands or anything to deflect it.
Yeah, most people, defensively put up their hands. But she didn't. She just kind of stood there and let Dorothy walk up to her holding that metronome and then just crack her in the head. So, yeah. I was thinking maybe she's letting her commit sins and just see how far she'll go,
Maybe. Well, there's something I wanted to run by you. I did some research about that muddy foundation, and I was on a Reddit message board, and Reddit user Harvest Sprite, whoever that is,
shout out,
brought up that there's a passage in the Bible that explains something about the earth opening up its mouth and swallowing them up whole, and that they actually in season 1 showed a clip of a televangelist, and that talks about that. So here's a clip from season 1. It was episode 7.
Okay.
But if the Lord creates something new and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into hell, then you shall know that these men have betrayed the Lord.
So, what do you think's been revealed in this episode?
Well, I'm excited because Leanne definitely has powers. No doubt. We see her chanting in the section of the Bible where she originally cursed Sean, the whole leprosy thing, had his name in it. But this time she removed the curse. He's been nice to her, so.
Yeah. He's able to taste and feel now. And, maybe he knew that maybe she'd take the curse off because he left the Bible in her room.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's letting Dorothy be so cruel to her. And he's sneaking in, being the nice guy, being the nice cop.
Yeah, maybe it is calculated,
So I don't know.
Because there was that moment in a previous episode where he realized he had been cursed, or he thought, hey, so perhaps, yeah. Another revelation is that 2 a.m., the significance of that, because we get a flashback in here. And that's when Dorothy, realizes the crib was empty and she left Jericho in the car.
Right. Yeah. And then big revelation, the chicken place isn't Popeyes. It's Lincoln's Fried Chicken.
Sure.
But it's definitely modeled after Popeyes with all those fights over the chicken.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
And as soon as I bit into a Popeye sandwich, I understood why people were fighting.
And right after this video, I'm going to try that turmeric shots that help with under eye circles.
Who knew, right? Well, one thing that wasn't resolved that's driving me nuts is if Jericho's dead, who was that baby?
Who's
all right.
that baby? Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she asks, what do you want? Right. Leanne asked him that, Sean that. And he just says, we want Jericho back. And she's like, Jericho's dead, Mr. Turner. And he just let it go. At that point, I would have been like, well,
yeah, when she said
who was that baby?
When she said who, I would have said that baby, that live baby.
Yes.
That live baby you brought back to life.
Yeah, what was that? What was with the doll? What's going on?
Yeah, we want that one back.
And he didn't ask any of those questions.
Right.
Oh, that drove me insane.
Right. Maybe because he thought he'd sound crazy, but I think they're well past crazy at this point.
They're way past crazy.
I want to know why Leanne said that they have to be the ones to tell Dorothy the truth.
She asked, why didn't you tell her? One of you has to tell her. I wonder why.
Why is that? Why is that? Well, thank you for watching this episode. The next episode is titled Cake, and the sixth episode is titled Espresso.
Okay.
So subscribe if you haven't already.
Give us a like if you would. And please put your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We do read them all. We discuss them all. Everybody's theories are valid until they're not, but they're still fun.
Yeah. And we'll be breaking down each episode every week, but we really want to hear from you and see what answers you're looking for this season.
And for everybody that has commented already, thank you very much. We did appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Good night.
This is a godless house.